Hi, welcome back to my channel.
Hi, welcome back to my channel.
If this is your first time checking me out, welcome. My name is Aysha and I'd love it if you subscribe down below and join the fam. In today's video, I'm finally trying my first ever MAC foundation, like ever in history of my life, of my existence. For some reason, I just never really got into MAC foundations. I think it's because when I was first starting to get into MAC, I wasn't really at the time in my life where I was wearing foundations, so I tried out a ton of their concealers, their Pro Longwear, their Studio, or not their Studio, their Select Cover Concealer, their Studio Fix Powder, their MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural is one of my most repurchased products like ever in my collection. So I am very familiar with MAC. MAC is definitely, it holds a special place in my heart because it's the first brand that I really, started branching out into in terms of high-end makeup. So yeah, I thought it was finally time to try out one of their foundations, and this is their Studio Fix Fluid. I got the shade NC50, so in this video we're going to be testing out whether or not this is a good match, which I mean, so far it looks like it probably will be. I did try this foundation yesterday, so this isn't a first impressions. I got some comments saying you guys actually don't really like first impressions because then you don't really know how you tend to like it throughout the day and stuff like that. So I wore this yesterday when I was going to Sky Zone? Place with all the trampolines and you're jumping around, which was probably not the best place to have makeup on, but I did test this out. I was jumping around sweating and this stuff actually lasted. So I'm really excited to just share my thoughts with you guys. And yeah, if you guys are interested, then please keep on watching. So I'm actually really happy that I'm finally doing this because I always get questions from you guys asking what shade I am in the MAC foundation, just so you guys can have like a general idea of what my skin tone is. I matched myself to an NC50 and I feel like I did a pretty good job, but we'll get into that a little later. The first thing I'm gonna do is start off with the primer. So I'm just gonna use my Fenty Beauty Primer. I've been really enjoying this actually. If you guys are wondering my skin type, I used to have really dry skin and then it turned kind of into normal skin, but more recently I've had kind of like combination to oily skin, but then when the weather gets cold, it turns into dry skin. I have really weird skin, but I feel like for the most part it's pretty normal, but I do definitely get oily around my nose and like right above my brows, kind of in this area, like oily enough that when I'm like out and about during the day and I kind of like go like this and look at my arm, there is literally like shiny oily grease on my arm. So foundations tend to break up around my nose usually. Not all foundations. Good foundations do not break up, so hopefully this one doesn't. Although I did wear it yesterday and it didn't break up on me, so that's a good sign. So I can't remember if I mentioned this in the intro, but I did get a PR package from MAC that included the gift card to purchase the Studio Fix foundation. But in that package, it also came with this strobe cream, which I've never used, but I always see Desi Perkins using this and she really loves it. This one is in the shade Pink Light, which I feel like isn't the best suited for me. I feel like maybe they have a more neutral one or even a gold one, but we're still gonna give this one a try, so. Oh. I don't even really know what strobe cream is. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to make you more dewy or what. That's how it kind of looks on my hands, so I don't know. I'm kind of nervous for this, but I'll just pat it. I actually love how that made my skin look. It made it look so like glowy and fresh. Ooh, I love that. I'm just gonna color correct quickly off camera. I get a lot of questions about this. This is by Wyson. Unfortunately, it's only available in Italy and some surrounding European cities. So whenever I travel, I always stock up. So if you guys do live in Europe, unfortunately not in London, but if you guys do live in certain areas of Europe, you can go check it out. This is something I always do with any foundation that I wear. I take a little bit of my medium deep translucent setting powder from Laura Mercier on a little brush, and I just set the color corrector so that it doesn't move around when I apply the foundation over top, and I put it on any other areas where I tend to get oily throughout the day. I feel like this also helps prevent any smile lines around my face. I'm gonna just put this on this little coaster that I have that I got from Portugal. Now I'm not doing anything special today, so I don't want to go for like ultimate full coverage beat, but I do want to have a little bit of coverage. So I'm also going to use one of the brushes MAC sent over. This is the 190, and I'm just going to apply this with the brush first, just kind of dot it all over the face and then blend it out with my beauty blender as always. As you can see, this is actually a very good match to my skin. I feel like it has the perfect amount of warmth, and then it has the perfect amount of like neutralness as well. So it has that beautiful golden undertone, but it doesn't make me look super red. I'm really loving the shade, and again, that is NC50. So in terms of coverage, I think this gives kind of a medium to full coverage, definitely buildable, so you can give yourself a very medium coverage and still have like certain imperfections poke through. But if you wanted, like, this is enough for me, but if you wanted like super glam full coverage, you could definitely do another layer. I don't think that it would cake up if you did another layer. Just to try it out though, I have some discoloration kind of in this region, so I'm just gonna layer that and see how it does. You can still see the glow peeking through in the areas that I still wanted them, kind of on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, but in this area, it's pretty much matte. So I really like how this looks on the skin. And it didn't cake up around my mouth. I'll just kind of move closer so you guys can see the coverage a little better. So as you can see, I actually didn't even use half. Actually, I'd probably say I used about half of how much I poured out. So a little bit of this foundation definitely goes a long way. I'm just going to speed through the rest of my makeup so you guys can see kind of what I did. I'm going for a very natural look, but I will have all the products that I used listed down below. Natural beat, and I am gonna set my face with the MAC Fix Plus just to, like, you know, set down the powders a little. Although my face doesn't look cakey at all. It looks hella flawless and nice. So this is how my face is looking after the Fix Plus spray, and I can honestly say, like, I really love this foundation. You may be wondering what this little splotch is. The only thing that I don't like about Fix Plus is that sometimes it can kind of give you those like spits at your face, and if you don't kind of like rub it away right away, when you do rub it away or try to, it kind of takes off a little bit of the powder or the foundation you had under, but that's not going to bother me too much, at least if I stop staring at it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really love this foundation. As I mentioned, I went to Sky Zone yesterday and I was jumping around. I even did like a full-on face plant into like foam pits into the actual trampoline. It was a hot mess. I was a hot mess, but this foundation was not. It actually stayed on. So I was super impressed with that. I will definitely be using this foundation again. I really enjoy it, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not trying it sooner. But let me know if you guys have tried this foundation before, what your thoughts are on it. If there are any other MAC foundations that you guys really enjoy and would love me to try out, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to do that for you. I've been really into doing like reviews lately because you guys really seem to enjoy them. But if you guys did enjoy this review in particular, please give me a big thumbs up. That would really help me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free, so there really is no reason to not subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. And I will talk to you guys in my next one.